Okay, picking up with part 2, how to make a money lantern. Well, basically we've got the same procedure here, but we're going to show you how versatile depending on how large your actually lantern is. Let's see if I can get that going here a little tighter. But you have all this room here that you can use to put things in there. Now, and you can add all sorts of energies there. Here are some actual, I don't know if it's Hindu, but I get these from India. They're really cool. They're metal. They're a little bit gold-plated. This is for stops black magic attacks. What is this one for? Blockage removal. These are about $8 each. They're really nice. They're metal. They're made inexpensively. I think it's gold-plated. And this is General Help. And, you know, these are all sigils, people. All sigils. You know, so if you think sigils are weird, I didn't invent sigils. I have my own combination of energies, and I use it very high-techy with a lot of transmitting and amplifying. But this stops black magic. So this is all good energy, especially if you want to, you know, it's important that you not only generate good energy, but you stop negative energy, something that people miss. That's why on our tools, like our cameras and stuff, we have anti-radiation to kick the different fields that are around away from there, so that the positive energies can manifest better. So it's something that a lot of people think that you just want positive stuff. Well, you want blockage stuff. So I put those down, and you can put all sorts of things. And I'm going to show you stuff here. And of course, what goes on top here? Well, of course, you use your light goes in here. As I said, these are easy because they are battery charged. Now, here's a bunch of lotto tickets that I'm working on empowering. They have weekly drawings. These you put on top of the light. Now, what do we want to put in here to give energies to it? Now, this is another very interesting India thing, and we may sell some of this stuff. This is for money. You're supposed to put your photo here. It's kind of a cool little design. We may sell these as well. And it's got, you know, the Indians love pyramids. And, you know, they do give you basics. So what you do and you're with that is you can put anything in here. Here's a Thai energy amulet. And you get all these things. They're quite... I think they're fun. They're cool. They've got oil in here, charged for money. So this is for money. We put that in the back there. Who is this? Uri Geller. This is his actual signature. Come on, Uri. Make my lotto win. We need the lotto money. Here's a little charm with different, here's a horseshoe, cards. This was for, there's a dollar sign. And we've got special herbs that generate, see how the wax getters are. And these are also positive energies for drawing money. And you just pop that in there. What else we got here? One of my favorite things, Winchester house coin, and we sell these as well. I don't know if those are up on the website yet or not, but I've had these for years. But the Winchester house is one of the most haunted places in the world, but this means I'm trying to connect to spirits. And those are generally positive spirits. Here's some more 4-leaf clover, money bags. See that? Good luck horseshoe, money bags, 4-leaf clover. Just drop it in there. And it's really endless. Anything that you feel is lucky, you got a lucky whatever you want to put in there, you can put those in there. And I'm going to put my photograph in there as well. So this, you've just created a money altar, and you can find all these things You could put a bottle of money drawing in there if you want to. I mean, it's limitless of what you can, as much as you can fit in there properly. You have to be careful because you don't want the flame to melt anything in here, and it gets it super intense in there. You don't want the flame to possibly touch anything that could cause an internal fire. But of course, even if you had an internal fire, this is a metal case. You're not going to cause an external fire, even though you're creating a big giant hazard. Well, we always use a candle holder, whether we put on top of it or we put something in it. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to use, this is the last one I have of my 24-hour one. Let's turn this puppy on and see. Okay, that's typical. Okay, let me get my light. I don't know if I changed the batteries on this. Have to make a quick battery change here. Okay, so you put the 3 batteries in there, they're AAAs. It'll come on immediately. You screw this together. There's a little seal in here because this is supposed to go in an aquarium. Put this back in, put this over here, put the lotto tickets and my photograph back on there. And generally for something like this, I always like to use a lot of purple because that's that's bluish. So we can get in the purple area. There we go. Purple is power, and you need a lot of power to win games of chance. Now the other thing we do, okay, is we get our Sharpie out. Let me move this back a little so we can have a little bit of work here, working room. Well, you do, and this is so nice about these again. Even though this is plastic, you can write right on it. So what I do is I put the runic money symbol. And I always like to add Thor. This is power. This is Thor energy. This is bam. Then you repeat things. Money. Power. Dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. You can even put win now. And always put now because you got to give a framework to the energy. Win. Okay, Spirit says you'll win. How is 2050? So this is a problem. So now you're ready to anoint. And this is where you get into the actual oils again. So with something like this, there is, if I can find it here, there's Winter Circle. Lucky 7 is a good gambling oil. So here's Lucky 7. And these, as I said, these are so old we don't even have the sigils on them. I've had this for many years. And again, you got the ball here. So you shake it forward. And then since you want to draw it to you, it's clockwise. And you're thinking, win, 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 win. So, shake it forward and roll it. And of course, clockwise, you're drawing it to you. Now, it's hard to see some of these oils. If you want to check if it's on there, smell it. And you will smell those beautiful, fragrant oils. Man, are they nice. Everybody loves their oils. So now what you do is you light this. Now we're going to put this on top here. Can everybody see that? Let me get a better shot here. So everything goes on top here. But again, it means this is going to get red hot because the flame's going to be fairly close to it. But you get your little lighter. And this one's quite nice and it's long so you can stick it down in. That's what I like about this if you need that factor. And you want to get the point where the arc goes across here. I've seen things that are wires that are spun here and they heat up. Those don't work too well. And again, this is just charged with electricity. So it don't cost you nothing. So what you're going to do here, and they work great. I haven't charged this in a long time. Let's see. There we go. Works great. And you're never without it. If you somehow run out of juice, well, guess what? You plug it in. So it's not like a lighter and you got to fill it up, or matches. All that stuff is very wasteful, and they're toxic ingredients using butane lighters. Where's my butane lighter? Here it is. Here's your typical butane lighter. They're even harder to use if you're doing this. It's easy to get burned. And of course, when they're dead, they're dead. And of course, you're wasting all that plastic. You're also got the butane in here, which is a petroleum product. So they're real wasteful. And, they are very cheap. But why waste anything? Like something that you buy it and you have it indefinitely. So here it is all set up. You can see how you can't even see what's going on. Now, this is already hot. Let me move this up because I had to move it out of here. But you can see how this is very, very safe. Completely sealed in metal. So you're not really going to start any fires here easily. As I said, the only thing I could think of is that the bottom line, this gets super hot. Now, if you were to lay a cloth on there, if you accidentally threw a t-shirt on there or some piece of cloth or a shirt, and you left it on there, well, that could cause a fire because that's going to get so hot up there that it'll probably light what you place on top of here on fire. But that's pretty messy and sloppy. If you bang this in any way, especially after it burns for a few minutes, there's so much liquid in that tea light that it puts itself out. And of course, if you grab this in any way, you're going to burn your hands. Children, pets, etc. If they grab the top here, it's not going to be hot at all. But from this place up, it's going to be red hot. And that's another way to move this. These are for hanging to a degree, but you don't have to move it by that way. It's the easy way, but you take it by the box here. This is never hot, and this is not going to be, it's only going to be hot from here up, and this is going to be dangerously hot. So if a piece of paper was laid on there for some reason or another, this could then cause a fire. But it's not going to come from the candle. Something has to make contact with the top here. That's why these are very safe. So, well, it's never a good idea to leave your home and leave things burning. That's always dangerous. But, I oftentimes, I'll put these on in the middle of the day or at nighttime, and I don't go and, I sleep in the house without a fear of them catching anything on fire because I put them in a safe place. They're on a bigger altar, which I may show you. It's hard to get the camera there, but where it's 100% safe. So you'd really have to be a freak accident, how something would come and make contact in the top here and start a fire, but it still wouldn't have a fire that was there. And even if a t-shirt caught on fire here, it's unlikely if it fell down that it would continue to burn. But it's certainly dangerous if something comes in contact. But you put it in a safe place. You make sure that pets and other people can't get to it. But if a pet knocks this over or a child knocks this over, the light is going to go out. So you're not going to have an active flame in there, and that means things will start cooling down. But obviously, you have to put it in a safe place. You generally don't leave your home and leave these burning. When you're around, you leave them on, and however you feel safe. And you have your own environment, your own personal problems, whether you have children or pets or other things. You have to figure that out yourself of how these things work. So, and what fits best into your lifestyle. But this is an entire ritual done now. Setting up an altar cloth, having altar candles, using many candles at once, all of this stuff really is not needed. You've got everything you need right here with a single candle burn. It's inexpensive, it's powerful. You have those lights going, that way you don't need to have a color candle. Because, there's a whole chapter in my book on using what colors are good for what. Well, you've got photons right here of any color you want. You don't have to buy colored candles, have these different stocks. It's another thing I had boxes and boxes of different colors. You don't have to do that anymore. And all of that is very expensive. And what's even worse, It's very messy. Wax gets everywhere and it's toxic. I remember somebody that was in a room that was connected to my house, kind of an apartment next door, but we were using the same air, and he burnt a whole bunch of candles. And my entire house, because we used forced air and circulating the air, my entire house was loaded with soot. And this was from somebody that was doing that in a separate room about 25, 30 feet away from the house in terms of, so that's how filthy and disgusting candles are. So stay away from that. And you don't need anything else but what you have here. So when you read the Candle Magic book and everything else, this is your altar. All you need is to get the right oils. All you need is to have used the right colors. What colors for what? I mean, that's pretty simple, but the book goes into that. You know, red for love, green for money, blue for protection, purple for power. That's how these things work. So it's not, and you can find that online as well. So the whole idea is that all of this is very easy to do this way, and there's no mess here. There's a little bit of wax problems occasionally. You scrape that out like I showed you. You show it away, but you don't have all that mess. You don't have candle drippings everywhere. You have to throw away your altar cloths. You don't need any of that stuff in general. So this is all you need. Easy to get. You can get as fancy with your lantern as you want. You can spend as little or as much as you want. You can get these in different sizes. This is a little bigger than most. The one I showed you before is average, but you can get big ones, small ones, etc. But I'd recommend getting a regular sized one so you can put all that stuff inside. So let's look inside here again. And that's what it looks like. It's your light, So you can put things around it. You can put additional photos here and everything else. So you have all these ways of doing it, and that's a complete altar. Plain and simple. Now, that's for candle magic. But these can be done for spirit altars and other things as well to a degree. But that's a little more technical. And we do have an electronic evocation machine that, again, makes things very simple, easy, and safe. So there you go. There's your complete system. Very simple and easy. I've been meaning to do this for actually a year or two, to get something out like this to explain how to use that. And as I said, the oils, how they're used, the traditional way of doing it, which is now passé, pain in the neck, dangerous and expensive. We do go into all that, but one of the most important things is the fact that you understand what oils do what. These are very sophisticated energies. I mean, they're, just like love is a very complicated area, we have many love formulas. There are many different formulas for anything. Do you want more force, less force? It depends. We have many different exorcism oils. And if you're having problems in that area, well, which one works best? Well, we just don't know. So you have to try them. So you build up your own little stock of oils. And by doing that, you are able to then have something for everything. But these oils last forever, people. Bottles last me, in general, about 2 to 4 years. And if I use it daily, it still lasts you about 2 years. Because the roll-on effect puts a tiny amount on there, and that's all you need. You're not looking to lube something up. This is about just getting the energy on there, and then the candle flame takes over from there along with everything else. Learning how to use runes is a good idea because this is what you can easily write on the side, but you can write whatever you want on the side of something. So if you have other glyphs you want to do, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If you saw what I did here, and because of the nature of the felt pen I'm using, you can see how pretty crude this is. Doesn't matter, it's your intention there, the energy does vibrate. It doesn't have to look perfect to get results. So whatever you want to write on there, some people like to put their names on there, etc., etc. So that's the way you handle it. The course does that. Now, what comes with the course now, I think it's 6 or 7, or is it 6 CDs that tell you everything that I just told you here in greater detail, and it talks about each chapter, and that's very important of how all this works. So it's a very complete course, and instead of doing the candle setup as you traditionally do, but I left all that in there because that's the traditional stuff. It's like the grimoires that I print. I don't take anything out of them. These are historical documents. So you should know how things were done, but you always, always modify to fit your lifestyle, to fit modern conveniences, to fit what is available now. Now, when I first started off, tea lights nobody used, and they weren't even that popular. They were difficult to get. They were used for chafing dishes only, like caterers have, to heat up things. And they did this so they were very portable. They didn't have to plug anything in. Now we have them for everything, so you can get them everywhere. IKEA, Walmart, Amazon. You can buy bags of this stuff and have them ready to go, and they are inexpensive. Best of both worlds. Hope you've enjoyed it.